What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are doing something absolutely insane. Most people who visit Uganda go to the same 2 or 3 spots, but I spent the last month and $100,000 finding the 10 most incredible, mind-blowing hidden gems this country has to offer. We're talking about places you've never seen on YouTube before. We're going to be exploring everything from secret waterfalls to islands that look like they're straight out of a movie. And even a park with boiling hot water shooting out of the ground. You are not going to believe what we found. I promise you. Every single one of these 10 locations is crazier than the last. We pushed our limits, went completely off the grid, and discovered parts of Uganda that are completely untouched. And because you guys are the best subscribers on the planet, I'm putting a challenge in this video. If you can answer the trivia questions at the end of the video correctly in the comments, you could win a surprise gift from me. So you have to watch every single second of this video. You do not want to miss a single detail. Get ready, because this isn't your typical travel vlog. This is an epic adventure to uncover the secrets of Uganda. We're starting with a waterfall that is somehow even more beautiful than the famous ones, but with literally no tourists. I'm serious, we were the only ones there. Hit that subscribe button right now if you haven't already, because you are not ready for what's coming next. Let's go. Alright, for our first hidden gem, we traveled all the way to eastern Uganda to find Ssese Falls. Now you might have heard of Murchison Falls, it's super famous, but I'm telling you, this place is on another level. It's not just one waterfall, it's a series of 3 massive, spectacular falls cascading down the foothills of Mount Elgon. The sheer power of the water crashing down is something you can feel in your chest. It's absolutely insane, and the best part, there was literally nobody else here. It felt like we had discovered our own private paradise. We hired a local guide, which cost us almost nothing, and he took us on this insane hike to see all 3 falls up close. The trail was intense, a little muddy, a little steep, but every single step was worth it. You're surrounded by these lush green coffee plantations and the air smells so fresh. At the main waterfall, the water drops nearly 100 meters into this beautiful misty pool. We even got to go behind the waterfall. It was like something out of a movie, standing behind a curtain of water. You can't do that at the other big tourist spots. The reason this place is so empty is because it's a bit off the main tourist trail. Most people just stick to the Western Circuit for gorillas and safaris, but they are missing out big time. We stayed in a small lodge overlooking the falls, and waking up to that view was one of the most incredible experiences of my life. It's peaceful, it's powerful, and it's completely raw nature. You feel so small standing next to these giant waterfalls, and it's a reminder of how much beauty there is in the world if you just look for it. Honestly, I could have spent an entire week just here, exploring all the little trails and swimming in the pools. The local community is so welcoming, and the vibe is just incredibly chill. If you want an authentic, breathtaking waterfall experience without 1,000 other people and their selfie sticks, Ssese Falls is the ultimate hidden gem. It's a 10 out of 10, no question. We're just getting started and we've already found paradise. Let's see what's next. Okay, if you thought the waterfall was insane, wait until you see this next place. We drove for hours and hours to get here, to a place called Lake Bunyonyi. They call it the place of many little birds, but I'm calling it the most peaceful place on Earth. This lake is massive, and it's dotted with 29 different islands, each with its own story and its own vibe. The water is incredibly deep. Some say it's the second deepest in all of Africa. And it's so calm and clear, you can see right to the bottom. It's completely surreal. We didn't just look at the islands from the shore. No, we rented a traditional dugout canoe and I challenged my cameraman to a race to the middle of the lake. The loser had to jump in the water. The locals paddle these canoes effortlessly, but let me tell you, it is a serious workout. After I totally won the race, we spent the day exploring. Some islands have schools, some have churches, and one called Akampine or Punishment Island has a dark history where unmarried pregnant girls were once abandoned. It's crazy to paddle around and think about all the history here. The best part about Lake Bunyonyi is the complete absence of noise. There are no motorboats allowed on large parts of the lake, so all you hear is the sound of birds and the paddle hitting the water. It's the perfect place to just disconnect from everything. We stayed in a geodome on one of the islands, and at night, the sky is filled with more stars than I have ever seen in my life. It's so quiet you can hear your own heartbeat. It's a level of peace that you just can't buy. This place is a hidden gem because it takes a bit of effort to get to, and there are no large resorts or big tour companies. It's all small, locally owned lodges and campsites. It's a place for adventure, for relaxation, and for connecting with nature in a way that feels incredibly genuine. Swimming in this lake, surrounded by the rolling green hills, felt like we were in a different world. Lake Bunyunyi is proof that sometimes the most beautiful places are the quietest ones. Get ready for this because we are now heading into one of the wildest places I've ever been, Semuliki National Park. This park is unlike any other in Uganda. Forget the open savannas for a second. This place is pure, dense, ancient jungle. It's actually an extension of the massive Ituri forest from the Congo Basin. So the wildlife and the plants here are totally different from the rest of East Africa. It feels prehistoric, like you've stepped back in time a million years. The air is thick, it's humid, and you can hear strange animal calls coming from every direction. But we didn't just come here for the jungle, we came for the main event, the Sempaya Hot Springs. This is not a joke. There is literally boiling hot water bubbling up from the ground in the middle of this forest. There are 2 springs, a male and a female, and the water is so hot you can boil an egg in it in just a few minutes. We bought some eggs from a local village and actually did it. It's one of the craziest things I've ever seen. Steam is rising everywhere, creating this eerie, mystical atmosphere. The hike to the hot springs is an adventure in itself. Our guide pointed out all these incredible things, like monkeys swinging through the canopy. We saw red-tailed monkeys, black and white colobus, and even gray-cheeked mangabees. This park is also a birdwatcher's paradise, with over 440 species, including some that you can't find anywhere else in East Africa. We were on the lookout for the shoebill stork, one of the weirdest and rarest birds on the planet. The whole time, you feel like you're an explorer discovering a new land. Semuliki is a hidden gem because it's remote and it offers a totally different experience from the typical safari. Most tourists skip it, but they're missing out on this raw, untamed wilderness. Standing next to a geyser of boiling water surrounded by the sounds of the deep jungle is a humbling and absolutely unforgettable experience. It's nature at its most powerful and most strange. We even saw a forest elephant. This place is a solid 10 on the adventure scale. This next stop is incredibly important and the story behind it is just amazing. We are at the Ziwa Rhino Sanctuary, the only place in the entire country of Uganda where you can see rhinos in the wild. That's because rhinos were completely wiped out here during the years of civil unrest and heavy poaching. They were declared extinct in 1983. It's a tragic story, but this place represents hope. It's a story of bringing these magnificent animals back from the brink. The sanctuary started in 2005 with just 6 rhinos, some from Kenya, and some from a zoo in the United States. They created this massive, protected area of bush and savanna, and their goal is to breed a healthy population of rhinos and eventually reintroduce them back into Uganda's national parks. Today there are over 30 rhinos here, which is a huge success. Every single rhino has a name and the rangers here protect them 24/7. These guys are heroes, putting their lives on the line for conservation. The experience here is unlike any other safari. You don't just drive around in a jeep. You get out of the car, and with a trained ranger, you track the rhinos on foot. Let me tell you, standing just a few meters away from a 2-ton southern white rhino is one of the most intense and humbling moments of my life. You can hear them breathe. You can see the texture of their skin. They are so powerful, yet so gentle. It's an experience that connects you to the animals in a way a car window never could. Visiting Ziwa isn't just about seeing rhinos, it's about supporting a critical conservation project. Every dollar spent here goes directly towards protecting these animals, funding the anti-poaching patrols, and helping the breeding program. This isn't just a tourist attraction, it's a comeback story. It's a testament to the fact that with dedication and effort, we can fix our mistakes and protect our planet's most vulnerable creatures. This was more than an adventure, it was an inspiration. You guys are not going to believe this next location. When you think of Uganda, you probably think of savannas and jungles, right? You would never think of tropical beaches with white sand and palm trees. Well, I'm here to tell you that place exists. Welcome to the Ssese Islands, an archipelago of 84 islands in the middle of Lake Victoria, the largest lake in Africa. Getting here was an adventure itself. We took a massive ferry that felt more like a cruise ship, with cars, trucks, and hundreds of people. The journey itself was epic. When we landed on Bugala Island, the main island, it felt like we had been transported to the Caribbean. There are these beautiful, secluded beaches, lush forests, and a super laid-back, chill vibe. We found this amazing little beachside hotel and spent the day just relaxing in a hammock, swimming in the lake, and exploring the coastline on a quad bike. I challenged my friend to a race along the beach, and of course I won. The sand is soft, the water is warm, and it's unbelievably peaceful. But it's not just about relaxing. These islands are full of life. We went on a guided nature walk through one of the forests and saw tons of monkeys and exotic birds. The islands are home to local fishing villages, and we got to see the fishermen bringing in their daily catch of massive Nile perch. We even had a bonfire on the beach at night right under the stars, listening to the sound of the waves. It's a side of Uganda that is completely unexpected and totally magical. The Ssese Islands are a hidden gem because they offer a perfect escape. It's a place to unwind after a long safari or a tough mountain hike. It's not overdeveloped. There are no giant all-inclusive resorts. It's just simple natural beauty. It's proof that Uganda has literally everything you could ever want in an adventure destination, even a secret tropical paradise. I'm telling you, you need to add this to your bucket list right now. Alright team, for this next one we went completely off the grid. We are talking about one of the most remote, isolated and wild national parks in all of Africa, Kidepo Valley National Park. Getting here was an insane challenge. It's tucked away in the extreme northeastern corner of Uganda, bordering South Sudan and Kenya. The drive took us 2 full days on some of the bumpiest roads I've ever been on. We even had to camp one night on the way, but I promise you the journey was worth every single bump. When you finally arrive in Kidepo, it feels like you've reached the end of the world. The landscape is breathtaking and totally different from anywhere else in Uganda. It's this massive, wide-open savanna valley framed by rugged mountains. It feels ancient and untouched. Because it's so hard to get to, there are very few visitors. For most of our game drives, we were the only vehicle for miles and miles. It felt like we had this entire massive wilderness all to ourselves. And the wildlife here is on another level. We saw things you can't see in other Ugandan parks. We saw huge herds of buffalo, sometimes thousands at a time, which was just mind-blowing. We saw lions, elephants, giraffes, and even some cheetahs, which are incredibly rare in Uganda. The park is also home to species like the striped hyena and the ostrich, which you won't find further south. It's a raw, rugged safari experience that feels like what Africa must have been like 100 years ago. Kidepo is the definition of a hidden gem. Its remoteness is its greatest challenge, but also its greatest asset. It has protected the park from mass tourism and kept it pristine. Standing on a rocky outcrop looking out over the vast Narus Valley as the sun set was a truly profound moment. It's a place of immense beauty, solitude, and wildness. If you are a true adventurer and you want to see a part of Africa that very few people ever get to see, Kidepo Valley is the ultimate prize. It was tough, it was epic, and it was 100% worth it. Okay, so after all that driving, we needed an adrenaline rush, and we found the perfect place to get one. Mabira Forest. This is one of the largest remaining natural forests in central Uganda, and it's an incredible place for anyone who loves nature. It's a huge, dense rainforest that's absolutely teeming with life. As soon as you step under the canopy, the temperature drops and you're surrounded by the sounds of the forest. It's like entering another world just an hour outside the bustling capital city. But we didn't just come here to walk on the ground. Mabira Forest is famous for one thing, the Mabira Forest Canopy Super Skyway. This is a series of zip lines that take you flying through the treetops. I have to admit I was a little nervous looking up at how high it was. The platforms are built around these giant ancient trees, and you are literally hundreds of feet in the air. The first zip was terrifying, but once you let go, it's the most incredible feeling in the world. Flying through the canopy, you get a perspective that is impossible from the ground. You are at eye level with the monkeys and the birds. We saw red-tailed monkeys and gray-cheeked mangabes jumping from branch to branch right next to us. It was insane. The guides were amazing. They made sure we were completely safe and told us all about the different trees and animals. It's the ultimate combination of adrenaline and ecotourism. I challenge anyone who is afraid of heights to come here and do this. It will change your life. Mabira is a hidden gem because while it's close to the city, many people just drive past it. They don't realize what an incredible adventure is waiting inside. It's a vital ecosystem, home to over 300 bird species and countless types of butterflies. By visiting and doing activities like the zip line, you're actually supporting the conservation of the forest. It's a perfect example of how adventure tourism can help protect these precious natural spaces. Plus, flying through a jungle is just ridiculously fun. This adventure is taking us underground. We traveled to a place near Fort Portal to find the Amabere ga Niina Mwiru caves. The name translates to the breasts of Niina Mwiru, and this place is steeped in incredible local legends. The caves aren't huge like some systems in the world, but what makes them so special are the unique rock formations and the stories that go with them. It's a place where geology and mythology collide, and it is absolutely fascinating. The legend says that a local king, Bukuku, had his daughter, Niina Mwiru, hid in the caves because a prophecy said her son would one day kill the king and take his throne. The story goes that her breasts were cut off to make her unattractive to men, and these stalactites, which look like milky breasts, are hers. The science says they are stalactites and stalagmites formed by calcium carbonate, but hearing the local guide tell the ancient story as you walk through the dimly lit caves is just magical. It gives the whole place a powerful, mystical energy. To get into the main cave, you have to duck down and walk through this narrow, mossy entrance. Inside, it's cool and damp, and you can hear water dripping from the formations, which the locals call milk. It's a small but incredibly intricate system. After exploring the cave, our guide took us on a hike through the surrounding area. We saw a beautiful waterfall hidden in the forest, and climbed up a hill for an amazing view of 3 different crater lakes. It was like getting 4 adventures in one. The Amabere Caves are a true hidden gem, because they combine natural beauty with rich cultural history. It's not just about looking at rocks, it's about understanding the stories and beliefs of the people who have lived here for centuries. It's a short visit, but it's one that packs a huge punch. It's a reminder that adventure isn't always about huge mountains or vast savannas. Sometimes the most incredible discoveries are hidden just beneath the surface, waiting to be found. For our next hidden gem, we are tackling a giant. This is Mount Elgon, a massive, extinct shield volcano on the border of Uganda and Kenya. This thing is enormous. It has one of the largest volcanic bases in the entire world. It's so big that it has its own climate and creates its own weather systems. While many trekkers in Africa flock to Kilimanjaro or Mount Kenya, Mount Elgon offers an equally spectacular but far less crowded hiking experience. This is a serious challenge, but the rewards are unbelievable. We decided to do a 4-day trek to the summit, Wagagai, which sits at 4,321 meters. The hike takes you through an incredible range of ecosystems. You start in lush montane forest full of monkeys and birds. Then you move into a bamboo zone which feels like another planet. After that you enter this surreal heath and moorland zone with giant, weird-looking plants like giant groundsels and lobelias. It's like walking through a Dr. Seuss book. The landscape is constantly changing and constantly blowing your mind. The ultimate goal of the trek is to reach the caldera. Mount Elgon doesn't have a pointy peak. Instead, it has a massive caldera, which is the collapsed crater of the volcano. It's one of the largest intact calderas in the world, over 40 square kilometers. Standing on the rim and looking down into this vast, empty basin is a humbling experience. It's so quiet and so vast, you feel like you're on the moon. We camped near the caldera rim, and watching the sunset and sunrise from up there was a core memory I will never forget. Mount Elgon is a hidden gem for serious adventurers. It's a tough physical challenge, but it's accessible to anyone who is reasonably fit. You don't need technical climbing skills. The trails are quiet, the scenery is diverse and stunning, and the sense of accomplishment you feel when you reach that caldera is immense. It's a world-class mountain trek without the world-class crowds. If you want a real mountain adventure, forget the famous peaks and come conquer the giant of Mount Elgon. Alright, for our 10th and final hidden gem, we saved one of the most unique and promising for last. This is a place that almost no one has heard of, but it's on its way to becoming one of East Africa's next great wildlife destinations. Welcome to the Pian-Upe Wildlife Reserve. This is Uganda's second largest protected area, a vast expanse of savanna, woodlands and mountains that feels incredibly wild and untamed. It's located in the Karamoja subregion, an area known for its unique culture and remote landscapes. Pian-Upe is a reserve that is in the process of recovery. Like many places, its wildlife was decimated by poaching in the past, but thanks to increased protection and conservation efforts, it's making a remarkable comeback. The landscapes here are stunning, with golden plains stretching to the base of dramatic mountains like Mount Kadam. It's a paradise for photographers. While wildlife isn't as dense as in the more famous parks yet, what you do see is special and feels so much more rewarding because you have to work for it. The reserve is home to some species you can't easily find elsewhere in Uganda. We were lucky enough to see ostriches, the beautiful Jackson's hartebeest, and the highlight of our trip here, the roan antelope. This is a large, majestic antelope with incredible curved horns, and Upa is one of the only places in Uganda where you can find them. Okay, here is your first trivia question. Which rare antelope, known for its powerful build and distinctive facial markings, can be found in Upa? Let me know in the comments. Upa is the future of Ugandan conservation. Visiting now means you get to see it in its raw, developing state, and your tourist dollars go directly to helping its recovery. It's a place of hope and incredible potential. Okay, final trivia question for the big prize. What is the best time of year to visit Upa for the best wildlife viewing and weather? Get your answers in the comments now. This place is the ultimate hidden gem, because it's a chance to be part of a conservation success story from the very beginning. What an incredible end to an epic journey. And that is a wrap. 10 of the most incredible, unbelievable, and secret hidden gems in all of Uganda. From standing behind a waterfall and swimming in Africa's deepest lake, to climbing a volcano and tracking rhinos on foot, this has been one of the most epic adventures of my life. We pushed the limits, we went off the map, and we discovered a side of this amazing country that most people will never get to see. I hope this video inspires you to look for your own adventures and to explore the places that aren't on the front page of the travel guides. Thank you all so much for watching and for coming along on this journey with us. Remember to get your answers to the 2 trivia questions from the last chapter in the comments below for a chance to win a special surprise from me. I'll be reading every single comment to find the winners. This channel is all about pushing boundaries and sharing these insane experiences with you, and I couldn't do it without your support. You guys are the best community on YouTube, period. If you love this adventure and want to see more insane videos like this, you know what to do. Smash that like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Share this with a friend who you'd want to go on an epic adventure with. We have so many more crazy ideas planned, you have no idea what's coming next. Thank you again for everything. Until next time, go out there and do something amazing.